Alright. So the second round here. I'm sorry, but I'm really hungry. Of the SpeedFun Cup 2, or SpeedFun Cup. I think they have organized something like that before, when I see it here. But the SpeedFun Cup is starting now, but it's the first one in this edition, or in this game. Actually, yeah, I mean, there was... Okay, no, actually, there wasn't a cup before that. But yeah, we have 8 players here. We have survived the first round, and now we'll battle out for 4 spots in the semi-final. So, Sinus Apple, Oliver, Transporter, Justin, Mooks, Rextor, Gibson, and then we also have Genizel. And yeah, this is organized by Chrishan himself. So that's really cool to see. And we will play 4 maps now. And I think every map will be played 4 or 5 rounds. I think 5 rounds. And then the top 4 will go through. So this is still round mode and not cup mode. And yeah, let's see what happens as we go into the first round now. We are around 1 out of 4. I think the match will be over after this map, because it's rounds 1 out of 4. So that means that the round or the match is over after the first map. Okay, but anyways, we see Sinus Apple with a good line, as well as Genizo going up into P2, but not a lot of speed to work with, so Oliver is overtaking him here. This section, Gibson also here in the mix. But he's super far behind this. But despite that, despite being 0.7 behind, no, not a good line for him. He was on P4, but now Transporter and Mooks have overtaken him here. And he has to settle now with P7 as Rextor is overtaking him as well. So this is not looking good here for Gibson, as Sinus Apple is going home with the first good or valuable points. And also Gibson here overtakes a lot of people in the ending because they have just failed it. Let's see. Is Mooks finishing as well as Justin? Okay. And let me grab my slice of pizza. Okay. Let's see what Genizo is doing. He had a very good section here. Goes for a very good approach again. Gets a lot of speed, but jumps too far to the right, and therefore he had to respawn. So this is not the line you want to aim for. Let's spectate Sinus Apple, who is again on a good position here to qualify himself to the next round. And yeah, Mooks on his way to win this round, but don't say that without Sinus Apple, as Sinus Apple goes for the outside approach, has more speed, and Sinus Apple will indeed overtake him. Let's see Oliver. Oliver has to settle with 4th position almost here, as he stays barely ahead of Transporter there. But what a great round here, and great overtake here from Sinus Apple. Then we have Mooks in 2nd, as I've mentioned beforehand, and then Oliver in 3rd, Transporter in 4th. So you really want to get 1st or 2nd position here, and then get this 1 additional point. Now it's fine. We have 4 maps here, 3rd round, and Chrishan was scared for no reason, but that's fine. Thanks a lot, Chrishan, for your organization. I really appreciate that. Again, a tournament, and yeah, that's just really cool. Thanks a lot, man. Okay, so we see top 8 with 6 points. So everyone has gotten some points here, has gotten into the top 4. As it seems, but Gibson with a good line here. Not a lot of speed for him, so he will lose slightly more, 1/10 of a second. But will capitalize from that mistake from Mooks. But on the other side, Rextor and Justin with a very good line here, and we see also Mooks coming back strong, as Gibson went for that really outside approach there. Okay, let's see who's in first. Nice overtake here from Oliver, securing that 3rd position. Genizo in 1st. Then we have Sinus Apple behind Oliver, and then Mooks, Gibson, Rextor, Transporter, and Justin in last in this round. Okay. Last round on the Golden Age. Looking very good for Sinus Apple at the moment to dominate this match. Geniso also with a good performance, as well as Oliver. So that's really cool to see. And then Mooks is there as well. But of course, the fight we are focusing on throughout this round here is the fight for fifth position or for fourth position. Oh, Mooks with such a risky line and goes over to the lead. Mooks, what did he do? Why had he had to respawn? I think he didn't steer and therefore he lost it there. So Mooks, unfortunately, not able to get himself the 10 points. I hear that he's in need of to move a little bit away from Transporter, but Transporter will stay ahead of him. And this is an unfortunate 3-pointer for him. Therefore, Transporter is now equal. As we see Sinus Apple winning again over Oliver and then Geniso in P6. And unfortunately, Rextor not able to finish because he messed up the respawn. But yeah, well played, Sinus Apple. Go ahead. Go, man. So that's the map from the trailer. And it's by Tom. And the start reminds me of EU5. But I'm gonna finish my slice of pizza here. Dude, I give you a tip to the YouTube people and to the people here watching. Try to put a little bit of olive oil on your pizza after it has finished. And then garlic powder or like garlic salt, just a little bit. Dude, that's so good, man. But just a little bit of those ingredients. And not that your pizza is swimming in, I don't know, in oil or something. Last slice here. Okay. So Gibson not with the best start here, as well as Rextor finding themselves 0.2 behind. But now you really want to transfer a lot of speed. Gibson goes a little bit too much for a drift, but still is able to not lose that much grip here. As we're approaching the ice section now. He's 0.8 behind, but Transporter with a mistake. Gibson with that mistake in this section here, but still looking good here. But only 7th position for him as Geniso is in first. Or Geniso. Sinus Apple in second, and then Oliver and Mooks in 3rd and 4th position. Chris, just chill out, man. Nothing has happened. Players are playing. You set everything up. I try to monitor everything when I find mistakes, and then I will just tell you. Just chill out, man. Everything is good. You did a fantastic job, but just don't pressure yourself too much. Because pressure is the last thing you want when you organize a tournament. All good, man. You just need some encouraging words, but it is never a good idea to stress out or to excuse too much. Because nothing has happened, man. Players are playing, all is good. We have a nice match here going on, and also a nice fight here for that first position. As we have Geniso, Sinus Apple and Mooks here fighting now. But Geniso seems to have the upper hand. Let's go for him here, the victory road here. Last turn for him, left turn, very close there to the wall. What a great turn by Geniso, overjumps the finish and gets not first. Geniso jumps over the finish and therefore is not granting himself that 10-pointer. But what a great turn that was by Geniso. So, too bad, but he still Yeah, 7 points ahead of the 5th position here, which is occupied, or 4th position, which is occupied by Mooks and Transporter. So they have a very close fight here going on. Let's go with Transporter here in this round, as he gets a very good start. Justin was a little bit too far outside, but still looking good for him. So the Polish player here on P number 7 is now up to P4. Great line here from him. Comes closer and closer, goes for the inside approach here. Genizo, Transporter, and Oliver all with different approaches here, as we see Justin in the 6th position, but has more speed than Transporter. Also a good landing here, gets it rather smooth. And then you want to align your car over this 180-degree turn, which Transporter did really well. So you can see this track is a little bit more on the easier side, and this time Genizo is not failing the end, but Rextor is actually sniping Justin in the end and denying him 1 point, which is important for him since he's only on the last position here and goes home now with 4 points in this round. Mooks and Genizo were the winners of this round and went home with 10 and 8 points respectively. And now we have a kind of a gap. You can see 7 points, but everything can happen. If Transporter gets 2 good rounds in a row, yeah, that's just super good for him. And right now it's looking very well here, as well as for Sinus Apple here. Both with a very good start. Equal speed for them. Sinus Apple with a good approach here. Also around or through the loop. Gets himself a lot of speed and also a good section here. Transporter misaligns his car and is completely dead. So no speed for him. As well as Gibson and Mooks. No, actually Gibson is not dead. Let's see where he is. The Polish driver here. Oh no, he has made a mistake. Okay, let's see who's taking that one. Sinus Apple looks strong to take it. Yes, ahead of Rextor. And then Justin and Oliver behind. So Rextor also a contender here. A good comeback for him, because we can see, oh my god, 3 people with 19 points. And now he will move up to 27. So this could be everyone's match. And we have halftime now. And we see Sinus Apple in the lead. Ahead of Oliver. And then Gibson behind. I mean, not Gibson. I mean Genizo. And then Mooks, Transporter, Rextor, Justin, and then Gibson in last. Unfortunately. Oops, I jinxed them, maybe. So top 4 will advance here to the next round. And now we have the Wrong Ray by Monty. A track that we have not seen yet, if I recall that one correctly. But I think I've played this track. I think I've played this one. I've seen some teasers or anything like that. Okay, so Oliver with a good warm-up. Okay, smooth driving. And failing the ending. Very nice. Genizo in first in the warm-up. So before every map we have a warm-up of 1 minute. And then we will go into the live round. So top 4 will qualify and to the next round. And we have still 2 maps to go with 4 rounds. So this could be still everyone's match here. But Transporter falls behind here. That's not what you want. If you want to transport as much speed as possible. And Oliver makes a mistake as well. So this is not good. And we can see Transporter here. Overtaking him as well as Rextor. And now you can see this is a dead respawn actually, and Oliver knew about that. He really has to gather some speed here to make it. And this is not, oh my god, almost working out, but he has to settle down with a DNF here. But he's on 2nd position, but nice no stance there. As we see Sinus Apple in first, Genizo behind him, and it will stay like that, but Sinus Apple almost choked the ending there, but this block here to the right from his side, this one there, pushed him to the finish. Okay, so Genizo in 2nd, Justin behind, then we have Mooks, Gibson, Transporter, and then we had 2 people who didn't finish this round, one of them being Oliver, who's now equal with Genizo. Mooks on 4th position. Solvex, there are 2 servers. I'm casting this one because Muda is on the 2nd server and battles it out. If you want to check Muda out, go ahead, join his stream because he's streaming at the moment. Okay, so Transporter needs to make something happen here if he wants to move into the next round, but right now it's not looking good for him as he's only on P7, and then we have Justin and Gibson, I think, ahead of him, but no, Justin also with a mistake there, so this is not good for him. Gibson on P6, so this is also not enough for him, and we can see Mooks now winning this one. Gibson with a full flip here in the ending, but I think he's still able to finish since the respawn is super far, or super near to the finish. So yeah, Mooks wins it here over Sinus Apple, and then we have Geniso and Rextor. So Rextor also can make something happen, but look at the gap between 4th and 5th position. Already 18 points. That means that you have to win 2 rounds and the other has to fail, or like has to be last in order that you can remotely come closer. And also not a good one here for the Transporter, who is occupying that 5th position. Not greatly done by him. Gibson P5 survives that scary jump. Looking good for him, but didn't get the best line throughout the loop. And Gibson had to respawn here. Not sure why he respawned there, but maybe he has misaligned or something, because you can see the respawn ray earlier, because then something happens and they are already respawning, but since it's delayed, you can't tell. So Mooks or Sinus Apple, it will be Mooks in the ending, but super close here, only 600ths of a second between them. Then Geniso in 3rd, and Rextor again with a good position here goes home with 5 points. So Oliver a bit stumbling on this track, as it seems, as he drops further and further down, now to P4. He used to be on P2 before that map, but still 25 points of a gap to that 5th position. So last round here on the 3rd map, and then we have one more map after that, and then we have our top 4. Extra good line here throughout the loop. Justin also did it good, as well as Transporter, but they are so far behind. They cannot have a saying here unless they pull something insanely good off here in the ending. But let's focus here on this battle for that 1st place. Oliver on P3, Geniso with a good line overtakes Sinus Apple there. Sinus Apple not with a lot of speed. Oliver can overtake him, and yes, he will do so indeed. No! Super close here, 0.1 of a second. Oliver not with the best ending there, so Sinus Apple will stay ahead. And Geniso finding himself 0.5 behind the local record, which is by Mooks, who only has gotten himself 4 points, and then 5 points for Justin in this round. Okay, last map is Familiar Grounds. This is 4 out of 4. Yep. And this is the last map here of the 1st or the 2nd round. But I mean, the 1st round was kind of seeding. But this is Familiar Grounds by a Monitor TM build. Really cool scenery. I really like it. If you see it here, I'm gonna show it to you. So really cool scenery. I really like it. What you did. So those things here. Maybe I can yoink someone, some of those for my next building session or whatever. Would be fun. Okay. So after that, we are done with the 2nd round, or the quarterfinal. Then the semifinal will happen. So this will be a cool one. Okay, Mooks finishes the warm up here. Very confident, as we already also see him here on the 2nd position. Oliver is there as well on local 5. Then Nexter and Muda playing on the other server. Okay, let's see who has this here. Don't Care also plays on the other server. So there are some good players on the other server. And this will definitely be a spicy tournament now, coming into the semifinal or coming into the last steps of it. Mooks with a very good start. Transporter, however, also behind him. He dropped down to P7. But good line here from the AR player. But Mooks got it a little bit better. A little bit more of an outside approach. What a great line here from Mooks. Also from Oliver. And Mooks goes for the no slide. And great line here. This is cool to watch here as we see the fight here for that first place between Mooks and Oliver. Mooks has the upper hand. Great line here. And what a sick round by him. Only one turn is remaining. And then the loop. And that's it, but greatly done here from Mooks. And drops a good time here with a 51.32. Stays ahead of Oliver, only 0.025. But great round here. Nice fight between Oliver and Mooks. And Genizo behind. And then Justin also in the top 4. But it's too bad because Mooks and Oliver got first and second. And Justin can't capitalize from that. Since the top 2, or like the top 2 to top 4 is so close together, nothing is really happening for him. He needs those big boy points, but it's so hard if you play against players like that here. It is super hard to do. So Gibson, P6 for him. We have Oliver in the lead. Gibson with a mistake though. Also Mooks is not that good at the moment, as well as Transporter, and he finds himself more than 10 seconds behind. So let's spectate here what is going on in the lead, as we see a lot of mistakes here in this round. Justin and Genizo are in the lead, but Genizo with a mistake, and Justin could just yoink that free 10-pointer, but there is Sinus Apple who comes closer, but it's not enough. It's not enough. So Justin with a well-needed 10-pointer. Not the best time here, 52.28, but he was one of the few players who didn't make any mistakes. So he will definitely be happy about that, but it will be an almost impossible task now. Or is it mathematically possible? Yes, it is. 25 points he needs to overtake Oliver here, but it will be, yeah, it will be hard because he really needs to rely on mistakes by Oliver here. And Oliver looks very strong in this competition overall. Good start for him. Gets the best start out of the pack. Looks with a more inside line though. But Oliver is with more speed here going into that long stretch section. And you really want to get a lot of speed before that. Oliver 0.07 ahead. But not the best releasing here will cost him the first place. Mooks will overtake him. But good line here from both Mooks and Oliver. Oh, Mooks with the risk. Let's just spectate, and this is beautiful driving by the German player here. Not really drifting too much, and he is more than half a second ahead. So greatly done by him. This could be a 50 time if he continues like that. It will be a 51.21. Great time. Transporter with PB here, but still not enough to beat Oliver. And 6 points is not that good for you. All right. Thanks for your information. Okay, so second to last round, and we already have our top 4. It is not possible for Justin or any of the other players to qualify here, since it's more... It's actually already the last one, I'm sorry. Because the gap is more than 10 points, obviously. So, Sinus Apple, Mooks, Genizo, and Oliver are through. Well played. And on the other server, we have Nexo, Muda, Wika. And DC, so Don't Care is also through. Yeah, me neither, actually. I thought that Genizo will win this server here. Out of Mooks, and then Oliver, and then Sinus Apple will settle behind them, but I mean, he's a full speed player. He's a very good full speed player. So I mean, it's not Onyx or like out of nowhere that Sinus Apple will win, but I thought that he didn't really practice those tracks too much. But yeah, this concludes here the second round of the SpeedFun tournament, or SpeedFun Cup, however you want to call it. So Sinus Apple wins it here, very dominating. So greatly done.